Going. So I just recently picked up this bad boy right here, Harbor Freight Flux Welder 125. Got it during their parking lot sale for 89 bucks. I also went ahead and picked up this welding mask here. Had a coupon for it, about 35 bucks, and then I went down the street to Tractor Supply, picked up these gloves for about $8, $7.99. You can see it on the tag there. So I have never welded a day in my life. I don't know how to weld, really don't have any clue on what I'm doing, but I'm going to learn today. So this whole adventure started when I decided I wanted to change the exhaust on my Genesis coupe here. Went down to did some research online, started looking at full catback systems, and it turns out that they're kind of pricey. The cheapest one I was able to find of decent quality was about 800 bucks, and they ran up to well over $1,500 for some of the more well-known name brand mufflers, exhaust system companies. I did see a few systems out there, kind of Chinese knockoff brands for considerably cheaper, but I'm just a little apprehensive about spending money on something like that. Then I figured, you know what, let's do a axle system, and I didn't have much luck in that regard either. There weren't too many systems out there. Like I said, a few Chinese knockoff brands, but I didn't want to spend my money on that route. So I'm like, hey, you know what, let's just do a muffler delete instead. I'd probably get pretty good results. It's the V6 Genesis coupe, so it's probably going to sound halfway decent with the muffler delete. Took the car to the local muffler shop out in town, and the couple of quotes that I got from a few different places, one place said they wanted $450 for it. The other place said they were looking at $600 for the muffler delete. And that, in my opinion, just seemed way too high. I looked underneath the car. There's two bolts that holds the muffler on. Pull it down off the exhaust hangers. The muffler's down. Just fabricate a Y pipe and a couple of 90-degree bends, weld on the exhaust tips, and call it a day. I figured maybe 2 hours worth of labor, 100 bucks an hour, it's 200 bucks plus the exhaust tips. Shouldn't cost them no more than $300 for the actual installation itself. So I went ahead and did the math. By the time I bought this muffler, this welder kit, as well as the muffler tubing and the exhaust tips, I'm at about $300. And then when it's all said and done, I'm gonna know how to weld. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna learn how to weld. I'm gonna practice on this exhaust this pipe tubing that's left over from my old rusty trampoline in the backyard that I was getting ready to throw away. So I'm gonna get some practice on this. Once I get good on this, I'll go ahead and get my actual tubing that I want to put on the car, and I will let you guys know how it turns out. I'm gonna go ahead and document this whole process for anybody else that may be considering doing something similar to myself. I'm not going to do a full review on the welder. There's a few of those out there already on YouTube, but I did want to at least kind of keep you guys updated on how this thing works out for me. So stay tuned.